Smash the like button. Oh, damn. Ever seen? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Smash the like button. Share this live. We live.
What's going on?
Oh, we good now. We good
You
now.
good? Hold on, I
Yeah,
probably gotta
yeah.
put
I
this
can hear
down a
you.
little bit. I'm in the
Yeah, I
frame.
can hear you. You good. You good in the frame. I can hear you now. I don't know what they was doing on
That was
Instagram, but it's
strange.
like every time, yo, every time we do a IG live, they always messing with the
Yeah, that
audio.
was strange.
That's crazy. Like we did an IG live in a minute. The last one we did, we was cool. Ain't nobody mess with the audio.
Yeah,
Now we come back to do a new IG live. All of a sudden the audio go out. I can't come in. That's crazy.
yeah, it is.
It's
It is.
crazy. Yeah, but man, a lot going on. The Knicks won. The Knicks won.
Congratulations to all the Knicks fans who've been waiting for this 53 years or just to
50.
get there since 1999. 27 years just to get there, but
Yeah,
53 years to win it. So that's dope. That's
that's
dope for all
that's
the,
that
The
dope.
Knicks fans. Salute to them fans. I was
Yeah,
rooting
that's
for them because I wanted the town to get this because the town
hmm
needed it. It brought
yeah,
some
they needed it.
togetherness until I seen, all of those arrests and stabbings and shooting, you
Yeah,
know.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Cause
that ain't the way to celebrate.
nah, that's not the way to celebrate. And I
Not the way
hope,
to
and I'm
celebrate.
gonna be honest, cause I'm thinking about going to the parade. I hope that when the parade happen, I hope they don't try that same behavior, man.
Now the
That's
parade
not
is going to be good because the parade is
yeah,
usually early. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
usually early. And I
yeah.
learned that from the so-called African American Day Parade. It
Yep,
used to be late in the evening, then in dark
yep,
at night. Now they
yep.
do that thing early. That thing be
They do
over
it.
by like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yep.
So
Oh, remember how it used to be back in the
yeah,
days when it used to end late? That's what they used to be
hmm
getting their nigga shit on. They used to get crazy out there.
yeah, yeah, they
You
did.
know. Yeah, but I'm happy for the Knicks, man. They deserved it. They work hard. Everybody that know basketball, we done seen it like from when Patrick and Oakley and all them to, even further back to Bernard King, and now they finally got a ring. So
Yeah, that's
salute to the
good for them.
Knicks. I'm happy for the Knicks, even though I'm a low key a Spurs fan, but
Oh,
I
that's
can't be.
sad. I'm sad for you. I'm a Laker fan. You know.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what? For the town, man, I had to ride with the Knicks. I could ride with the Spurs, even though I like the Spurs and all that. Even though Tim Duncan was my guy, but I had to ride with the Knicks, man, because the Knicks really needed that, man. Like I remember when Patrick, lost against the Spurs that year, he was hurt. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He couldn't play. You know what I'm saying? I remember when they traded Patrick for the Sonics. So that was the best. That was the best thing to like heal a lot of people because a lot of people was crying, man. A lot of people was in tears. A lot
I'm
of people was
happy
like,
that Patrick was part of the organization for him
"Yep,
to win. Because when I seen
yep,
Patrick in Orlando
yeah,
working for Magic, I'm like, come on, man. All them years
yeah,
he put up for the Knicks, and y'all got him
yeah."
in Orlando, really?
Yeah, that didn't make no sense, Unc. That didn't make no sense. He was at Orlando. That didn't make no sense. All that work he put in for the Knicks, he should have had a top position in the Knicks because at the end of the day, that man put the work in for the Knicks. All through the 90s, he put that work in, Unc. Like
The
he kept it.
NBA and Dolan, well, especially Dolan, got enough money. I would give honorary rings to like Bernard King,
Yeah.
uh,
Oakley.
Patrick Ewing got one, but
Yeah,
Oakley,
Oakley.
you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
Starks. All of them. All of them need an honorary ring.
I don't
Everybody
know
that
about Starks because Starks shot them out that championship game. You know what I'm saying? But Spreewell need one, Melo
Larry
need one.
Johnson. Larry Johnson. Oh,
Yeah,
Larry Johnson.
Larry Johnson, yeah, he can get one.
Yeah.
Spreewell need one. Nate Robinson need one.
Yeah, yeah.
Marbury need one.
Facts,
You know,
facts, 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 facts. I agree. I
like
agree. They all
those individuals, need a ring
okay, give it.
for the Knicks.
Okay, give it. Okay, give it. He ain't give it. He ain't give it. He ain't giving John Stark no passes. Oh,
Nah, John Starks,
yeah.
nah, we can't go with Starks.
Hey, yo,
before getting the ring.
Mark Jackson can get a ring,
Well, Mark Jackson was one and done. After he won, Rookie of
Yeah,
the Year, he got
yeah.
traded. You
Yep,
know what I'm
yep,
saying?
yep,
So he didn't
yep,
spend enough time in New York City.
yep, yep,
He did
yep,
his thing and everything when he was
yep,
here, but
yeah.
he didn't, he wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
Nate Robinson. He wasn't a
Yeah,
Melo. He wasn't a Bernard King or Patrick Ewing. Those
yeah,
guys really put in that real pain for the
yeah. That's
city.
a fact. That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? Charles Oakley. Oakley need one. Niggas need to go give Mason family, give
Yep.
Andy Mason family,
Oh,
may he rest in peace, a ring. You
Mace
know?
definitely deserve a ring. Mace definitely R.I.P. Anthony Mason. He definitely deserved the ring. All the work he
Yeah,
put in, all the work he
yeah,
put in for the Knicks. He definitely
yeah,
deserved a ring. That's ASAP right there.
yeah. Antonio McDyess, he got to get a ring before Stockton. I mean, for
Yep.
us, Starks, John
Yep.
Starks. You know.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So there's people like that, like Starks. Nah,
Yeah.
it just that highlight with him dunking on Grant, Jordan, and I
Yeah.
think that's still in people's head. But that man missed all of those shots, man. The Knicks
Yeah.
could have won that. You
That's a
know.
fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Okay, lying. Okay, lying.
Like I
Okay,
was for
lying.
anybody who was playing against the Bulls because they beat my Lakers when we were hurt. So
Yeah.
anybody that the Bulls would have played, I would have been rooting for. I was rooting for the Knicks
Yeah.
when they played them. I was rooting
Yeah.
for the Knicks against 1999 San Antonio. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because I don't like
Yep.
nothing from Texas. It's
Yep.
like I don't like nothing from Boston.
Yep. 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 Hey, Unc, man, it's over for the Lakers, Unc.
Well, we got to get rid of LeBron James. We got a bright future with our young
Yeah.
people. We just got to
Yeah.
get rid of LeBron James, get him away
Yeah.
from the system. I would even bring KD to LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the way he carry himself and this and that. LeBron,
Yeah.
he too vocal in the wrong places. If he have a disagreement with a player, they got to go. Like,
Yeah.
nah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They treated Hart when Hart was in LA. They
They
treated
treated
Hart
Hart.
bad,
They treated Hart definitely bad. They treated
and this,
Hart so bad that the Knicks is treating him lovely right now. They treat
yeah,
him
he
like a
was an
star.
NCAA champion. How you gonna treat it? He know how to win. Y'all just,
Yeah.
I
And
guess,
then
used to losing. Y'all ain't treat Hart right.
fact and another thing, Dallas Mavericks. I gotta say this to the Dallas Mavericks. How y'all let Bronson go? How y'all let that man go? And now y'all let that man go. That man is a champ. It's something with these organizations. They let it go. The future for these superstars. The
I
superstars ain't
mean, you
working,
know that it's sometime when people it's all about because Mark Cuban was on his way out.
Yeah.
That's why
Uh-huh.
Luca is gone.
Yep.
Bronson
Yep.
gone. And there's a lot of big
Yep.
pieces that they
Yep.
allow out of Dallas. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So
Yep.
I think that's what it is. If if
Hmm.
if Mark would have stayed, Mark Cuban would have stayed. A lot of those pieces probably would have stayed.
They would
My
have
cousin,
stayed.
he probably would have never went to Orlando now with the Pelicans. He probably would
Yep.
have stayed in Dallas and them to work with
Hmm.
those players and stuff like he worked with Bronson
Yep.
and the other players over there in Orlando. So
Yeah.
it's all a politic game at the end of the day.
Yep, yep. It's all a politics game. Well, yo, man, I want to talk about it with you, man, because we was talking about it on the phone, man. Prince done shook up the internet with that conversation with him and Supreme son. And a lot of people is like you always say, like the game is
Question. What is Supreme's son name again? What's his name?
Cal. That's his
All
name,
right,
Cal.
that's what we got
We
to
gonna
start
call,
calling him Cal. We got to stop
yeah,
calling him
yeah,
Supreme
yeah,
because he's not his
yeah,
father.
yeah,
He
yeah,
may be his father's son, but he's not his father. He
yeah,
went a totally different direction as his father. And
yeah.
the social media have to
Hmm.
acknowledge him that you're not your father, Cal. And that's what we
Yeah,
got to call him Cal. So he don't
yeah,
need to be having that name
yeah,
Supreme McGriff because
yeah,
he's not
yeah,
his father. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And no disrespect, I know his father Preem, and everything. And Preem is a
yeah,
solid, good dude. And
yeah,
any father don't want their father to go the routes or means that we
yeah,
want our children to be better than us
yeah, 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 yeah,
and do better
definitely,
than us and don't get
definitely.
caught up in situations that we know that's traps. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that his cousin home. I'm glad Prince is home, who's a solid dude. It can
Yeah.
really give him a reality check every time he crossed that line. Because you
Yeah.
don't know nothing about 50 Cent. You don't know nothing about that man. Street
Yeah.
credibility, accolades. Take that man
Yeah.
name out your mouth. Preem don't even talk
Yeah.
about him. Prince don't
Yeah.
talk about him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Unless he said, like Prince said, he said, I knew his mother, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
everything more than I know 50 like that. He said, I know 50, I watched him grow in this net, but it's
Yeah.
nothing never bad to say about 50.
Mhm.
And I like Prince because I don't like to say that he's like me because he's older than me. We like from the same cloth. Like
Yeah.
we're not gonna say something bad about someone just to make ourselves look good for a camera
Yeah. Mhm.
because we got morals and principles of
Mhm.
ourselves. And I like
Mhm.
how when he speak about 50, how he speaks
Mhm.
of him and speak about him and not be
Mhm.
speaking out of emotions and stuff like that.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so like I was watching because I was watching it because somebody I was talking about the Knicks. This how it all came how I got into watching it. So I was talking about the Knicks and somebody came in my chat and they was like, "Yo, Prince just started talking. He just said something about Jimmy Hinchman and he
Hmm.
said that Jimmy Hinchman is an informant." So I'm like, "Word? Why would he talk about Hinchman?" And then it
Hmm.
came to me and I was like, "Oh, I know why." Because Hinchman called Kyle on the phone and told him about 50 and what happened to him. So
Hmm.
I said I put two and two together. It was probably about that.
Hmm.
And so when I watched it and I saw what he said and I saw him like put the paperwork on the table, I was like, oh,
Hmm.
this is serious. But I've always heard these things, and I remember reading the newspaper where they said that the judge and the prosecutors was telling Jimmy Hinchman that you keep playing both sides of the fence. And I never
Hmm.
understood what they meant by that, but I always saw that, like I read that in the newspaper. I've
There we
heard
go.
dudes say that, but I never knew if it was true. But because when you hear something, you listen, and then when you hear the paperwork, they said all these people told on them. So now that Prince came out and said what he said, a lot of people still trying to defend it. A lot of people is trying to say, well, we ain't see no paperwork, so how can we call him a rat? So, I would let you talk on this up because you know how you do. So I'll let you break it down up.
Well, one, I really can't because I mean, I can
Mm-hmm.
break it on a aspect of like what Prince said. You have a lot of people that be um CIs, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you don't know until you really get your discovery and stuff like that. You got people who
Mm-hmm.
cooperate with the government all types of ways. Some people
Mm-hmm.
point at the screen, so you never
Mm-hmm.
hear their verbal testimony. You just hear them pointing at the screen. They may say, "Who's Vic Gotti?"
Mm-hmm.
And the person may not say nothing, and they will point to
Mm-hmm.
the screen. This
Mm-hmm.
person in the black, no. This person in the blue, orange. So there's all types of testimonies. And what Prince was saying that he was a secret
Mm-hmm.
informant, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying,
Mm-hmm.
before he became, you know what I'm saying, public record
Mm-hmm.
or public file. I guess the feds probably was tired of him playing both sides and they just released things publicly. I don't know because I
Mm-hmm.
never looked into the Jimmy Henchman paperwork or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that because a lot of it just ain't concerned me because I never
Mm-hmm.
done business with Jimmy Henchman and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know the dude. I just know in 1998, I believe that's when he got out or something. He had
Mm-hmm.
wanted to talk to me because I used to go to the Vibe magazine parties and I used to move a
Mm-hmm.
certain type of way, and people
Mm-hmm.
used to like that. You know what I'm saying? I had the
Mm-hmm.
homies with me all the time, and I'm moving a certain type of
Mm-hmm.
way through Vibe
Mm-hmm.
magazine, One
Mm-hmm.
World magazine, all of that. I'm in the scene. I'm mixing.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
sent a message to my old one of my old photographers who used to be photographer at Vibe and all of those magazines. She was independent,
Uh.
named Sarah Freeman,
Yeah.
and she was like, dude Jimmy Hinton want to get in touch with you. I'm like, for what? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then after I did a little homework, niggas like, nah, don't get, don't with homeboy or whatever. I paid it no
Uh-huh.
mind. Then I just moved along. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just moved
Mm-hmm.
along or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But like I really can't speak on because I haven't
Mm-hmm.
seen any paperwork and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too much who he told on,
Yeah.
how he was working with the government or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
from my understanding, Prince is a very reputable person. He's a very honorable
Yeah,
person. So
yeah,
him coming talking like that and putting the paperwork down on the table, whether he showed documentations or not, the key word he said, I have it. So if
yeah,
somebody's interested in that
mhm,
lifestyle or what's happening, what's going on,
yeah,
they know to get in touch with Prince to see the paperwork or get the paperwork. Me
yeah.
myself, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, you right. Cause like when I saw it, right, and I heard a lot of people like I always believe like if a man got something and he got paperwork like you said on, or he got any evidence that could prove that, I can't dispute when people say that they got something. And a
Hmm.
lot of dudes is out there, they arguing, oh, well, where the paperwork? The man placing it on the table. I understand a lot of people. He supported a lot of people. He helped out a lot of people when they came home. He might have gave a lot of people jobs. So I understand people got their loyalty and they loyal to their comrades. But if somebody putting something out there, they got to have some proof. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And a lot of people that say the paperwork, like you just said, confidential informants don't have to be on the stand. They don't have to be in your, like you said,
Mhm.
your paperwork. You could find them in your discovery through your lawyer. But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, if they not in your paperwork, of course you're not gonna know who's a CI. You know, people
Yeah.
got the mindset, they just say it, oh, snitch. They looking at the person that, oh, he testified on me. He sat on the stand or he's in my paperwork. Well, there's all type of CIs where they exposing them like a perfect example, William O'Neill. He was a CI and nobody knew he was a CI until later on. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know.
Like that other situation with old dude from Harlem. Would
Yeah,
they had a mask, Agent Hat or
Agent
Agent what
Hat.
they
Agent Hat,
no
I
it,
think it was.
no it wasn't Agent Hat, it was something else. I'm just giving them that type of
Oh, yeah,
terminology.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I forgot in the 6ix9ine joint or whatever, they
yeah,
had
yeah,
him.
yeah,
They gave him a certain name. So while you sitting up after the judge tell you
yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
got 300 months, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you did like 12,
Mm-hmm.
24, 36,
Mm-hmm.
48. While you trying to count out to see how many years you got, that's
Yep.
already 4 years right there,
Well,
48
yeah.
months. So
Yeah.
you counting trying to see your months, but in the
Mm-hmm.
same time, you trying to figure out who's agent
Yeah.
long nose or who
Yep.
agent blue
Yeah.
shirt or who's
Yeah.
agent
Yeah.
ringworm. You know what I'm saying? So
Fact.
it's like that a lot of time. You don't know it's Jeffrey Cooper or
Yep.
James Thomason or
Yep.
Bobby Rodriguez.
Yep.
They telling you agent number 42. You be like, who the
Mm-hmm.
hell is agent for? Because you say you do get money and everything. You got 500 people around you a day doing what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing or however you moving or whatever. So you're trying to figure out who's agent 5, who agent
Mm-hmm.
22. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very nasty when you under a federal investigation or a federal indictment. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Because
no,
you
that's
really
true.
don't know. You
Yep.
really don't know it till maybe 2, 3, 5 years down the line.
Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact. Because like when I look at like how like I was watching the Whitey Bulger joint, and I was like, yo, when they said the man was working for them for years to get on the Italian mafia, and it wasn't until the '90s that they exposed when he got out of the program that later on they exposed he was working for them. So the feds and the feds play like if you leave their protection or you leave their program and they can't control you no more, they lock you up. They expose that you a fucking informant. That's what they do to their witnesses.
Yeah,
So they'll protect you when you
yeah,
actively working for them and you still on the payroll. They'll protect you because they don't want you
mhm,
getting exposed. But they'll throw little shit out there, because they still want you to get knocked off. The feds play dirty too. They'll throw a boat out there for the people to let them
yeah,
see, like, oh yeah, he's working with us.
yeah,
When they feel like you
yeah,
getting you getting too big for your bridges, because a lot of these dudes be getting too big, they get cocky and they thinking like,
yeah,
oh, I got the federal protection. I could do what I want to do. I could kill people. I could sell drugs because I got the federal protection. And they show them, no, you got the federal protection, but you still got to work for us. You can't just play both sides.
yeah. You can't. You got to work. and that's
Hmm.
and that's the situation. Like for instance, you see with an Puff situation, they want to throw the new tape out with 50 baby mother. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like they
Hmm.
do things like that to keep
Hmm.
things escalating and going because that's
Hmm.
how the system keep. being manipulative because people do what? They
Yep.
run their mouth and they run on the emotions. Like when
Mm-hmm.
you listen to people like Prince talk, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's not emotional and vibe, it's logic, it's sense,
Yeah.
and that's good. And I'm glad he have a platform because now it can show and teach young people about controlling their emotions. Because
Yeah.
with Cal, he went
Uh-huh.
off his emotions talking about, you know,
Yeah.
Jimmy getting money, he
Yeah.
was successful in the music business
Mm-hmm.
and this and that. Now understand when the lights go off, you know,
Yep.
that's when the rats play in the dark.
Yep.
You know
That's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying?
That's a fact.
That's when the rats play in the dark when it gets dark. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what's so crazy, not to cut you off, but you know what's so crazy? Like when he told him, like in the video, because I watched the whole joint, and when he told him, he said, that man got a son. You know what I'm saying? Why is he using you knowing that your father is in a predicament that he's in? He has a son that's out here, that's in the music industry, that has an outlet, that has a platform, but he's protecting his son from saying anything or getting involved, but he wants you to get out there and get involved. So what he
Yeah,
basically telling you is if something happened to you out there or somebody, feel like they want to crash out, he's not gonna protect you. He's making sure he protect his family though. He making sure he
hmm
protect his kids though. He making sure his kids don't get out there and speak for you, or speak about the problems he got or the issues of getting using a platform to do that. They fall
yeah,
removed from that. So why use you like Prince said? Why let him use you knowing that your father's inside and he can't protect you and can't help you out here?
yeah,
So that's what Prince was. It was a learning. See, everybody wanted to be like, "Oh, yo, he need to not say this," like the Mike Sons and all them. They all like, "Oh, you ain't a street dude," and all this, but they not looking at the lesson that was taught there. Don't let nobody use you. Don't let nobody manipulate you. Don't let nobody put a battery in your back because they trying to push their agenda.
yeah. Because these guys would never give up their God their flowers or their bouquet or their roses or whichever you wanted to call it. They wouldn't. They want to be the one to say things that are profound. They want to be
Hmm.
the most educated, smartest person in the room. That's why I
Hmm.
love it because things I want to say. Guess what? Prince is
Hmm.
saying it. It's coming from a
Hmm.
solid dude. So even
Yep.
if you don't listen to me, you listen to him. And even if you
Yep.
don't listen to him, he may spark the brain that another person who have those morals and principle be the one to speak and say something, because that's the era we in right now. The
Hmm.
demonstration of who you are and what you are is now coming through airwaves of social media.
Yep.
That's where it's at. It ain't, oh, I seen him put in work or this that. Those days are over with. It's how
Hmm.
you can articulate
Hmm.
yourself, and then
Hmm.
once you shut this thing off, how you carry
Hmm.
yourself in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, and Prince is really educating the people, because a lot of people they go by the snitch thing, because a lot of people was ignorant to the CI thing. Because I'm seeing a lot of dudes like, oh,
Hmm.
what you need CI? Yo, you gotta be on paperwork. You gotta be sitting on the stand. That's how you know a lot of these dudes be ignorant when it comes to the streets. Because they don't know the difference between a snitch, a rat, or a confidential informant. They just look
Hmm.
at it as just a snitch, somebody that's sitting in the stand pointing me out, somebody
Hmm.
that's in the paperwork. They not looking at it that it could be a confidential informant that they moving and grooving with, dapping up every day, talking with, and don't even know that the dude might got a tape recorder recording them, or got a
Yeah.
like with CEO Chris, the dude had a chain. The chain had a camera in the chain. So these dudes is mingling with a dude that got a whole camera. You don't even know that this dude is a confidential informant.
I mean, it's just over with. You know, you got
Yeah,
dudes who have, because everybody got the meta glasses. You know,
yeah,
people got watches with cameras on it. People
yep,
got ties. They got all
yep,
types of things with cameras and
mm-hmm,
microphones in it that's
mm-hmm,
visible to the eye. And then some things
mm-hmm,
you just can't see. You don't know.
yep. You don't know.
So that's the time and the era that we living with. Like what we
Mm-hmm.
was talking about off the line about the parade. Give it to the
Yeah,
end of July. They arrested 60 something people. By the end of July, there's gonna be 100 more people locked up
yep,
for defecting property,
yep,
arsonists, and other things like that. Why?
mm-hmm,
Because you have cameras everywhere. You have
mm-hmm,
cameras everywhere. You have like facial recognition everywhere. You know what
yep,
I'm saying? So a lot more
yep,
people going to be locked up. Let me go to the chat, see what they say.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, but different times are different now. You talking about jury with cameras. that wasn't around back then. Oh, he said you
Mm-hmm.
talking about, yeah, yeah, the jury and the cameras wasn't around back then. That's if you think so.
Uh-huh.
There's always been cameras. There's people who had computers in the
Mm-hmm.
1960s. My
Mm-hmm.
brother had a cell phone in the mid 80s, like 85, 86. He had a cell
Mm-hmm.
phone. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people who have these things. And you got to remember, if you're working for the federal government, you are able to have these technologies
Mm-hmm.
that we just getting now at
Mm-hmm.
consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Like what they got now, they may sell to us 10 years from now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can go
Yep.
online, they got spyware, all types of stuff. They had that
Mm-hmm.
online for over 30 years, spyware. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yep.
let me see what else they talking in the chat. You a champ guy, big fact, speaking fact. I know we always had cameras, but the technology wasn't made widely available. Well, I just answered your question. He said the technology wasn't made widely available, but if you are working for a bureau, you are federal working for a agent, and you are
Yep.
agent, you are able to get those type of things that are available. That's to the agents. Why? Because you're
Mm-hmm.
working.
Yep.
If they giving you $250,000 cars that they taking from somebody in Texas and bringing it to New York, or
Mm-hmm.
taking drug dealers' cars in
Mm-hmm.
New York and bringing it to Miami, that's all they
Mm-hmm.
do is the switch a rule. So you
Mm-hmm.
think this person is getting money because he driving a Porsche, he driving a
Mm-hmm.
Maserati, and it's that, and they just
Yeah.
took that from some dudes that was getting money in
Yep.
Miami. Now they
Yep.
just gave it to him in New York, and then they
Yep.
say how much this case is worth. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
give you every 6 months. We're gonna give you fifty
Mm-hmm.
thousand to burn or bring in
Yep.
whatever you need to bring in. So they always had this type of technology. If Big Meech had all
Mm-hmm.
of that technology with the cars that he have and the stash
Mm-hmm.
boxes and this
Mm-hmm.
and that, people
Mm-hmm.
in the 80s had stash boxes. So
Yep.
this technology has been around. It may not be accessible for a lot of people, but if you're working for that government, it's
Yep.
accessible for you. Okay, let
Hey,
me see.
but you know something though, I'm gonna let you read that thing, but you know something what you saying is so true is that um
Let me answer this one for him right quick, man.
uh
He said that's cap. There wasn't cameras back then. That's why crime was hot and made uh everybody. I don't know. That's why crime was hot and made everybody. I don't something cameras. The reason why crime was high back then is because the crack and cocaine epidemic, so many people bought guns. You got to remember,
mhm,
the criminal justice system makes their money off of crime, not
yep,
locking people up. They
never.
makes it off crime. A person
Mhm,
because me personally, I work for the city and stuff like that. I work with different
mhm,
politicians, different law enforcement agencies where I sit in there and I see the cameras that they're using. So I come back and
mhm,
tell dudes like, yo, they got all of this on cameras, this and that. Oh man, no, they don't, this and that. I was telling people about this technology 20 years ago. When they
mhm,
started on Twitter and the kids was
mhm,
going back and forth robbing and shooting one
mhm,
another over the
mhm,
BB belts and all that. I
yep,
came back and told all the young boys from 159th, like, yo, they got a task force that a dude sit in front of the cameras all day and
yeah,
eat candy and popcorn and say, okay, he right there
right,
132nd. Oh, he's right there 153rd. So this
mhm,
technology has always been here. But
yep,
dudes are so naive and ignorant, like what Homeboy just said, is cap. Start researching what the government had these past
yep,
100 years. You just getting it available because you may be reading it in
mhm,
transcripts or you reading it in a book, but it has
yep.
always been here.
But you know something, Gotti? You know what's so true what you said, Gotti, is that you know a lot of that is like people don't understand is that you said there's so much of these things in the government where they got like the homie just said here. The Wire showed me that as well. The Wire was showing everybody what was really going on, but people wasn't people gay on the Wire. They wasn't really people gay because what the Wire was showing was how the system really worked, runs like a fucking chessboard. Because that's what it was, a chessboard.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
You
And
know,
that's what the system really is, because when you look at how they really getting a lot of these dudes, they not getting these dudes off of witnesses, they getting it off of social media. The way they see you splurging, all the witnesses is just doing is just confirming everything they already know. They just want you to just confirm
let
what
me
they
tell you
already
something.
know.
Let me tell you something, nephew. Any
Uh-huh.
fool who think they can beat the system automatically, it's like being jumped in a fight. When you
Yep.
fighting a dude and he got 10 dudes with him, one dude is
Mm-hmm.
50, that's his big
Mm-hmm.
brother. Another dude is 45 and he work out. Another dude
Mm-hmm.
is 30. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's a master in kung fu karate, and another dude 18. So you fighting all these different age groups. When you
Mm-hmm.
fighting this one dude, and that's how the system is. You fighting the
Mm-hmm.
Internal Revenue Service. Then you
Mm-hmm.
fighting the Department of Revenue Service. Then you
Mm-hmm.
fighting state police. You
Mm-hmm.
fighting city police. You
Yep.
fighting the sheriff department. You
Mm-hmm.
fighting DEA. You fighting like 9 different systems.
ATF. Don't forget them.
ATF.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yep.
saying? You fighting like 9 different systems. What makes you think your little $1 million is gonna win? What makes you think
Man.
your little 10 million? Because just when you think you safe, the IRS gonna like, wait a minute, you ain't pay these taxes on this.
Yep. Yep.
Department of Revenue gonna say, wait a minute, this ain't match up with the Attorney Revenue Service.
Yep.
And this gonna match up with that and say, wait a minute, this is a mismatch from the Department of Revenue Service and Attorney
Mm-hmm.
Revenue Service.
Mm-hmm.
So it's niggas think they can beat the system. It's fools.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
fools. And if you don't want to take my wisdom, go ahead. I'm watching. I document it later on when your
Yeah.
ass get 50, 60 years. When I tell
Yeah.
you, let me start from the top. Let me break down every group that you're gonna have to get past. It's like the movie The Warriors. Before
Yep.
you can make it home, you gotta go past each system and each group to
Yep.
make it back alive.
That's a fact.
And the ones that guess what, they make it home, and no
Yep.
sooner they take that shower and go, whew, I made it. Guess what? They get a knock at that door.
No. That's a
They get a
fact.
knock at. So the game is not designed for you to win.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
not.
Nope. They
Go
gonna
ahead,
make
nephew.
sure you don't win. They gonna make sure they power you don't win. That's why, like when you hear people talk, like every time, like when I listen to Pac, sometimes he said, "Yo, I know I ain't gonna live long." You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you either gonna die or you going to jail. It's only two options. It's
Yeah.
only two options. You gonna die, you gonna go to jail. So anybody that think they was right, I just had a conversation with a female today. I said, everybody that you think that's out here trying to expose something, you know what happened to them? They go crazy, they go to jail, or they die. That's all. That's all the three things. So it's better to do it the right way. And just take care of your family and take care of you, and make sure you right. Make sure you safe. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all it's trying to be throwing rocks at the prison and at the glass house and all that. Man, that ain't gonna get you nowhere. You gonna get more time, and you're gonna be stressed out. Because now you gonna get hit with that Thorazine. Now you gonna get hit with all type of illnesses, and you complain about, oh, niggas did me dirty. No, man, you did yourself dirty.
Exactly like myself. He said
Yeah,
you can get. He said you can get chubby and move to Miami, like
that's
myself.
a
What you think
fact.
I? What you think I did? What you think I
Jada
did?
wasn't lying. Jada wasn't lying when he said that lie. He
Yeah,
did.
and he ain't lying when he said I'm outside every day. I ain't in Miami, but guess what? I'm in Miami, Jada. You can stay outside every day. I, I like my rest. I like
That's a
sitting. I
fact.
like I like I like sitting in the beach and hearing the birds chirping and then getting in the
Mm-hmm.
salt water and all that. And then say, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? Let me go. Let me go to get on Carnival Cruise. Let me go get on Royal
Mm-hmm.
Caribbean Cruise. So I love, Miami. I love the energy.
Yep.
I love the lights. It's just a beautiful place. You know what I'm saying? I love my
Yeah.
city and everything because if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Okay,
You
that's a
know,
fact. That's a
but
fact.
uh, but I love my Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a fact. Oh, that's a fact. And that's how you gotta look at things. You gotta look at life like that, because like you said, a lot of people think they can do this and do that, man. It ain't gonna work like that. That's why, like everybody that was wilding out in New York Saturday and Sunday, like y'all don't understand, man. They gonna find y'all. So y'all could did all that y'all did, jumping on the buses, setting the bus on fire, letting guns pop off. They gonna get that facial recognition. They gonna go back in there and they gonna find more people. Like Unc said, they already got a dozen. They
Mhm.
locked up. They arrested a dozen people.
Well,
A
it's
lot of
over
people don't
60,
understand that.
67 people, more than a dozen. It's like
Yeah,
68 people. I think it was
yeah,
four people stabbed and one shot over
yeah,
this little parade thing. But my thing is like, when has that been a celebration? Even my
yeah,
age, when somebody won this, that the most you do go on the
yeah,
roof and you lick off shots on the roof. You didn't take your
yeah,
gun or your firearm to a crowd of people, and you
yeah.
didn't do none of that because you knew if you're
Ah,
going to go into that type of place, you're
yep,
not going to go because you have more risk of going to jail than
yep.
anyone or anybody else turning your life over. So
Mm-hmm.
you say, you know what? No, I'm not going down
Mm-hmm.
there. This is why
Mm-hmm.
back in the days, ain't nobody from Harlem or anywhere. We ain't go see the ball drop. That was for
Nope.
tourists. We like,
Yep.
we're not going down there with that. 12 o'clock in
Mm-hmm.
the hood, people go on their roof and lit off shots.
That's
Ain't
a fact.
nobody go down to 42nd Street or 34th
Yeah.
Street and do no goofy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact, But I think this generation, like you said, this generation today, man, they just don't care. They just got that I don't give a fuck mentality. And that's costing them. They got that I don't give a fuck mentality because like they just wilding out. They out here, they shooting in the public, they stabbing, they robbing, they doing all type of craziness. And then they doing it with the rebellious mindset because ain't nobody giving them no structure. And that's
Yeah, they
why
lost
I
in the
like what
sauce.
they
Like
lost
million
in the
dollar,
soul.
like million dollar man said, they lost in the sauce. He said, "I'm
Fact.
glad them fools got arrested. That's excellent. Them was clowns acting stupid out there." Yeah, hold on. He got
Yeah.
a question for me. OG, I would ask you how you did it, but I know you're gonna tell me some bullshit like the game is to be stole, not to be told, young blood. So I ain't gonna even get ask you that. Let me tell you something. See, let me tell you something. That's right there. Pac said it. Even genius asks questions. So be grateful for blessings. No question is stupid. That's the only way you're gonna learn if you ask the
Mm-hmm.
question. Anybody telling you that the game should be stole and told, young boy, those are con artists.
Mm-hmm.
Those are con artists.
Mm-hmm.
How I
Mm-hmm.
did it, how I did it, I seen that it was a death style. The streets was a death style. Whether hustling, whether banging, all of that is a death style. It's not a lifestyle. You're not gonna live to see 75, 80 if you live in that type of lifestyle. You hustling
Nope.
every day, gang banging, and doing any type of foolishness or ignorance like that. So I had to start figuring myself out. I had to study the love of my people. I had to study great legends, people who had great minds, people
Mm-hmm.
who were individuals, not people who was just part of organization, but people who was individually talented, individually intelligent. So I
Mm-hmm.
started separating myself from spaces and places that made me want to be a savage, that made me want to be an animal, that made me want to think that it's kill or be killed. You can't live a
Mm-hmm.
life like that to kill. So I started separating myself from what?
Mm-hmm.
People, places, and things. So I
Yep.
started putting myself in places. There were people who can teach me things. There was people who
Mm-hmm.
were winning. There was people who had not just success, but also salvation. I
Mm-hmm.
had brothers from the mosque. I had brothers from the church, brothers from the
Mm-hmm.
temple, the synagogue. So I just ain't want religion. I wanted spirituality because in your walk in your life, spirituality is going to mean more to you than any money, to any physical thing. So that's what I did to line me on my path because I seen my friends who were dying at 15, 16, 17 to ignorance, to foolishness. I seen my dudes that was getting hit with 20, 15, 10 over foolishness. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I had to separate myself from them things and said, what would enhance my livelihood? What would align me with things that's going to be beneficial to my health and also wealth? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I did, you know what I'm saying, to make me be able to be at the age that I am now, to give wisdom, to go through the things I go went through before and things like that, to be able to reach back to other young brothers and other young sisters and let them know there's more than a possibility of you can make it. You can make it
Mm-hmm.
because the I'm impossible is I'm. It got to start with you first. I am and
Mm-hmm.
impossible. It got to first start with I. That's impossible. It got to start with you first. Michael Jackson said he got to talk to the man in the mirror first. He's
Facts.
asking him to change his ways. He said no
Mm-hmm.
message is more clearer. If you want to take a look at the world and make a change, you got to take a look at yourself. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
did. So anybody
Right.
telling you the game should be sold and not told and all that goofy shit, they con artists. And they really
Yep.
don't have it themselves. They just looking for other young people to manipulate to make them feel like a big homie when they
Yep.
ain't nothing but an old fool. So you got an OG who's original God, who's going to give you
Yep.
original guidance. You
A
know what I'm saying?
fact.
Who's going to give you original game, and then you got an OF who's an old fool.
Old fool. Old
You know what I'm
fool.
saying?
Talk
And
to
these
'em
old
all.
fools, going to give you anything to make themselves look like an emperor king. I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I want you young dudes to have it. I want to be able to come to you and say, "Oh, I'm coming to your restaurant to give me a plate tonight. Oh, I'm coming over here to get my hair cut at your barber shop or get my nails done at your spot." That's
Mm-hmm.
the empower encouragement I love to put in our people. So when I look back 5 years, they come and give me a hug, like, yo, OG, what you told me, I went and got a loan from the bank. I went and signed up for some
Mm-hmm.
grants. And look
Mm-hmm.
at me now. Thank you, OG. I started playing the stock market. I started buying shares. Yeah, before OG, I had 100 pair of Nikes. Now I got 100 shares in Nike.
Facts.
That's the shit. So of all of these old fools, and giving you that type of guidance and giving you that type of gift or game, then they're
Mm-hmm.
misleading you and misguiding you.
That's right. That's right. And that's so true, because I see a lot of these young boys, and I just look at a lot of this youth out here, and I say they all misguided. They've been running around listening to old fools, like you said, a bunch of these old wannabe OGs. That's what I call them, the fake OGs that be out here talking this OG talk, and they don't care. They show by their actions they don't care. They show by how they talk. I just had a
Hmm.
conversation with a brother just the other day. He was like, yo, when I was
Hmm.
locked up, the older dudes used to look at us and be like, yo, I like y'all young dudes. I like how y'all be giving it up in here. I like how y'all be cutting these rat niggas. I like how y'all be violating dudes. And not giving them wisdom, but liking them for all the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Not telling them like, yo, slow down, shorty. Let me take you to this law library. Let me show you how this law work. Let me show you how to, get some elevation for your mind. Get you on this book right here. Read this book right here. Not that. All they said they was hearing was, I like what you doing, putting in work. So, like you said, a lot of
They
these old fools that's
institutionalize. Those are old fools. They
yeah.
institutionalizing old fools, and they scared to live life. They scared
Yep.
to step outside. You know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
themselves. Because if they step outside themselves, they probably don't like what they see, and they don't want to do that.
Facts.
Let me tell you, one of my godfathers told me, the great Papa Wu from the Wu Tang Freedom Born. He
Mm-hmm.
said, he said, Godson, let me tell you something. He said, be careful who you wake up. And I looked at him like, why? He said, be
Mm-hmm.
careful when you wake up because that may be the same person to hurt you, harm you, or kill you. He said, have you ever woke a person out they sleep and they want to fight
Mm-hmm.
you? I said, yeah. He said, why? He said, because when you sleep, there's no accountability. But
Facts.
when you living, you are accountable for your actions every step of the way. But when you sleep,
Mm-hmm.
there's no accountability. There's no
Mm-hmm.
reality in sleeping. Everything
Mm-hmm.
happens when
Mm-hmm.
you awaken. I said, wow, that
Mm-hmm.
was one of the deepest things that happened. I mean, ever said to me. Rest in peace to my
Mm-hmm.
godfather, Papa Wu, the father of the Wu
Mm-hmm.
Tang. Love you, miss you. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
so wisdom like that. If he
Yeah.
would have never shared that to me, I wouldn't be able to share it with y'all.
Facts.
He ain't charged me no fee.
Yep. Yep. Real. That's
Listen,
a fact. That charge your fee. I don't
let
be
me
understanding that.
ask this young lady, Kim Franklin said, yeah, going to college and earning a degree is another pathway to broaden your horizon. Yes, college is also great as well. Me I usually encourage young people to be more into going to trade schools, learning electrician, learning plumbing, learning carpentry. Because if you say you no longer want to live in the United States and go somewhere, you can take those tools with you. A lot of stuff
Mm-hmm.
that you are learning in school, you can't take it with you.
Mm-mm.
So once you graduate out of college and have degrees and things like that, you're still in debt. When you can go
Mm-hmm.
to a trade school and learn those
Mm-hmm.
same skills and trades, and then you won't be in debt like that. You can, like I say,
Mm-hmm.
you can go get you some grants. You can go get you learn loans and how to structure your business and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do
Mm-hmm.
have to pay for education and diplomacy, but I rather pay for mentorship than a professor in a college university because a mentor, he's got more time to walk you through or show you things that you need to get for for your trade or for your skill. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I always encourage more young people invest into a mentor, invest
Yeah.
into a mentor, do more trade school and things of that nature. And you still be young. You go to college, let's say by the time you get your master's degree, you almost 30, and then
30,
you
yeah.
still and you yeah, you're about 30, you about 30
Mm-hmm.
something, and then you still have to find employment for that position or something. You got
Yeah.
billions of people, but when you are trained as an electrician or carpenter or you can go anywhere in the world with that. You go
Mm-hmm.
anywhere with that. You can create your own business. It's going around fixing people electrical items in their houses or running electrical lines through their houses and putting up chandeliers and things. Or you can do their
Mm-hmm.
towels and carpets and marble floors, and you can
Mm-hmm.
fix their toilets, and so it's
Mm-hmm.
so many things you can do when you have a craft.
Yeah, and
How you
you
doing?
gonna get paid. Like you said, Unc, you gonna get paid top dollar. You gonna get paid top dollar, and you gonna be able to financially, take that and like you said, have your own business because that business is a big business. So a lot of people just don't understand it. I think, for that, and I think coding is like the two biggest things that I think the youth need to be doing. That coding and trade. Like if you get into the trade or you get
Hmm.
into the coding thing, that's what the youth need to be focusing on. Like when Kwame Brown was talking that, people was joking, oh, what you mean coding? But coding is very important.
Yeah.
That whole technology, because America right now is being, like you said, it's being run by the technology. We gotta face it. Technology is the biggest thing in this country right now. People want to act like it ain't,
You
but it
you
is.
see you see people was joking on Rick Ross because he had to fly regular joints,
Yeah.
but he said his private jet is being upgraded by Starlink. So
Yep.
that's what we going to. We going things like
Yeah.
Starlink,
Yep.
excuse me. And you see in Africa don't even use Google no more. They use their own internet service.
Yep.
Well, a lot of places do. I don't know if the whole Africa, but so a
Hmm.
lot of things in technology is changing, and a lot of people is going to be
Yep.
lost behind because people are not having these conversations. They talking about
Oh.
goofy stuff.
Yep.
I love to laugh and joke and play and things of that nature, but
Hmm.
a lot of people about to be left behind, man.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy? I just had a conversation with somebody about XRP. I just was talking to them about we was talking about that like not too
Yeah,
long ago.
this person
And
is always messing with you. He said,
yeah,
"Gotti, you need to trade too." He said,
yeah.
"Gotti, you need to trade too, brother."
I know how to work. I know how to work my hands, bro. I know how to work
Mhm.
my hands. A lot of us, to be honest, a lot of us had to learn that. When you was in school, you had to learn certain trades. Now
Mhm.
they don't got trade schools, but back in the days, they had a
Yeah.
lot of trade schools. So you had people that learn how to fix cars. People learn how to, fix
They
stuff.
had welding. They had welding and
Welding,
stuff
yeah,
when I was in school.
welding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
today these kids today don't have that. Today these kids, that's why they so idle. They not they play a little basketball. They might get into the
Mhm.
sports, and if they too bad or they fighting and all that, they get kicked off the team a lot of times. So
Yeah. We
they
even had
can't
music
really
in
do
school.
that.
They took music
Yeah,
out to
music.
school.
You
People were
took the
playing
music.
instruments. People was blowing the trumpet. People were playing drums and things of that
Yeah,
nature. They took all of
Yeah.
them things out of school.
They took all them things out the schools, and now the schools is like it's just a bunch of kids is going there and they getting into a bunch of nonsense. And that's why a lot of the youth be out here just wilding out. You know, if they had, you know,
This
if
person
they
is
had,
crazy. I'm reading, man.
yeah, if they had, if they had some trade, if they really had some trade schools and they really had some learning how to work these technology, because I'm not gonna lie, like even with the coding thing, like I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of people
Mhm.
could make their own website today. A lot of brothers, if they just take their time and they just see, because it's not that hard. It's
Mhm.
websites right now where you could where it shows you how to make a website. You know, when people making
Yeah.
apps every day right now. It's people making apps out of nowhere. I see the
Yeah.
brother just made an app recently, and his app is doing very well. So a lot of people make excuses, and that's what I just was saying. What you said earlier, there's no money in the street. The money is on this technology shit. The money is
Hmm.
on this social media. That's where the money is at,
Let me
and
answer
that's why.
Miss Kim. Go ahead, my bad. I didn't
Mhm.
mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. You got it. You got it. I'll let you ride. I'm going.
Yeah, she's right. Take AI courses. That's good. I was been studying, AI like the past
Yeah.
2 years and how to really master it and stuff like that. But AI is also dangerous because it takes a
Yeah.
lot of the power, and they got those water systems that's
Mm-hmm.
draining, that's draining like lakes and oceans and stuff like that to contain that energy and contain all of that information inside those banks. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
only thing that with that AI. Oh, she said trade schools elevate as well. Knowledge breaks down the systematic power hierarchy. Technology is another way to open the door. I totally agree. We
Yeah,
got to have a
technology.
we got to do a journey where one of the people can come up here and talk as well because
Oh
I like
yeah.
to hear other people's perspective as well.
Yeah,
You
we
know what
got
I'm
to do that.
saying?
We got to do that, and I'm with it because I think a lot of people want to talk about these topics, and they
Yeah.
definitely want to get involved because, like you said, like technology and trade and all these things. This kids want opportunities. You know, when you talk to some of these youth, they want opportunities. They just don't got
This
the
person gotta
opportunity.
definitely probably come up here one day. He
We
said
got to
only
come up
thing
here.
God he know how to do is with his hands is take the skin off of all the fried chicken when his family order a bucket of drumsticks.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah,
Oh man.
that's
But
funny.
yeah, man. What is the
Yeah.
next topic we gonna go into, man?
Oh, you saw the video with DMX son?
Oh, what you talking about? What he called the mother or somebody?
Yeah, yeah, his baby,
Yeah,
his last baby mother, they was
yeah.
having a whole somebody sent it to me up because I didn't even know. And I was watching, I was like, damn, like I saw D. I'm like, why D look angry? Cause D was
Hmm.
sitting there when the son got on the mic, and I'm like, D look angry. Cause I didn't see the part where she was talking, but it
Yeah,
must be was like after she talked his DMX recent baby mother. After
yeah,
she got on the mic, and then a little bit looked like after she got off the mic and other people talk. That's when his son came up there, and it's like it was a whole big situation. So I'm like, what's really? But I heard, from some people that it's been like a whole big like situation with the kids and all that. And I'm like, damn, like money really can really hurt a situation when you got all these
yeah.
people getting like looking for what where they belong in and where their kids belong. And I mean, that was to celebrate him. Everybody should have been celebrated in that situation. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, 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 exactly. I'm just trying to read some of these comments. Laugh loud, Gotti type right now. He gonna call me later about it. Who's that making them jokes?
I don't even. Yeah, that's the homie. That's the
As
homie.
they, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
so
the homie.
funny.
Yeah.
Gotti salute. Somebody said,
Salute, salute.
X gonna give it to you, Stacy. Well, I really don't know too much about that situation with X. I just pray and claim, that all of the children and their mothers get together one day and do
Yeah.
something, magical, for X because
Yeah.
he represented so much of people, of
Mhm.
struggle, so much people who's fighting for that salvation,
Mhm.
who's fighting to be loved and appreciated. Because one thing for all, and one thing for certain, two things for sure, and one thing for certain. X
Mhm.
represent a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is why when he speak or when he used to pray at his shows, so many people used to feel it because
Mhm.
X used to he resonated with the people. You know,
Yep.
he in the community, he in the hood. He walked. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? He was
Yep.
able to be touched. That you can touch him,
Mhm.
and like he's somebody like this Nick back to this Knicks championship because it all breaks down like the pillow of New York, and
Mhm.
he was a pillow of New York. X.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He was definitely a pillar of New York. When I close my eyes, I see X. I see of a khaki suit or either
Mhm.
what I'm saying, some Dickies and some Tims.
Some
You know
Timberland
what I'm
boots.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like with three pit bulls, you know what I'm saying? Not a
Yep.
gold chain, but a silver chain with a lock on it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like when I
Yep.
look at like even though Trent is from Jersey, we
Yeah.
love him like he was a New Yorker because Trent's been
Yeah.
here from the gritty grit. So
Yep.
when I look at the gritty grit, those is the faces that come up on my Mount Rushmore is
Yep.
treacherous and DMX.
And DMX. Yeah. Yeah, cause they was like you said, they was for the people. They was for the people in the hood. I done seen X maybe like 2 or 3 times walking in 125th Street,
Hmm.
like nothing, like even like even to like Trench, you would see Trench even in New York, like he be regular, you know what I'm saying? So it's certain rappers that just have a connection to the hood that you'll see them in the hood showing love. But it's like it's so much people that really like, you know, that don't understand that and you won't get that type of energy no more. Cause you don't see rappers like that really come back and do that like they used to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them when they get that money, they get to a point where they on some, slick Rick shit. These niggas is peasants. That's the way they look at it. You know what I'm saying? Even though these are
Hmm.
the same people that keep you rich, the same people that go to your shows, same people that put money in your pocket, and you look at them as peasants.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy when you got rappers that scared to interact with the people. Cause all the people want is you to just show love. They not there to hurt you. They there to
But
show
but
love to you.
Tupac been said all that. When you
Yeah.
take away the substance and the reality from the rap, that's what you have. He
Yep.
been said that in the early '90s.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why we accept these type of things from these individuals because the
Hmm.
craft, the talent, the originality is no longer there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So we accept those type of things or somebody making those type of statements. And Kim had asked the question. Let me see. She said, excuse me, do you think the data centers and the water damage is the karma to certain demographics for drugs they place in our community? Like you explained earlier, I believe it's all systematic. I believe it's all systematic. You know, I was looking at I don't know if he was a doctor or a professor or something.
Hmm.
He was saying that as time go by, there's going to be no seeds in your fruits. So what's
Yep.
happened is they want you to be dependable on eating their plastic food. You know,
Hmm.
it's like when you looked at the Matrix, when
Hmm.
the guy had the red pill and the blue pill. You know, we're gonna be taking pills that this pill is gonna be a whole meal. It's gonna be chicken, it's gonna be rice, it's gonna be
Yep.
beans, it's gonna be cornbread. That's what the one pill is gonna have. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's what technology is trying to march us into. They trying to make humans the new robot. They want to control us now.
Yep.
So the way to control a person is by what? Their food and their medication. You know what
A
I'm saying?
fact.
So
A fact.
so so they controlling us by what we see on social media, what you can say, what you can't say. Like
Yep.
you can't even say white on a lot of social media sites. You
Nope.
gotta say white, you gotta say WT But you can say
WT.
black. You can
You
say
say
black
black.
everywhere on Twitter,
Yeah.
on TikTok, or
Yeah.
you can say black, but you got to say WT when you say white.
WT.
So
WT.
this controlment is happening in real time. So when it completely happens, they're going to say, "Well, we showed you, and we told you." So people are not saying nothing to it, you know what I'm saying, or saying nothing about it, and it becomes acceptable. Because one thing about them, they have to show you everything they're doing. They got to tell you everything they're doing. And if you don't rebut to it, if you don't object to it, then it becomes fact. This is why when someone is being sued, they are sued first in the public. They make a they
Mhm.
if they can't find a person, they make a public notice, or they go down to the court and file a what? They file a summons and a complaint.
Yes, sir.
So now that summons and complaint is public notice. So the next thing they have to do is serve you. Once you serve, now it's all
Hmm.
public record. That means you knew.
Yep.
And if you don't do nothing behind that, then what happens? It's called a default judgment. Now you
Yep.
sue. Now you got to pay them. So right now, if people don't start looking at these new laws and new policy and object to them,
Mhm.
if we don't do that, then we're gonna lose by default. And then now you're like, wait a minute. I used to can
Yep.
park my bike by the building. Now you can't park your bike by the building no more. $200
Mhm.
fine for leaving your bike right here.
Yeah.
And that's what's
Cause
happening. So
yeah,
I
cause
hope
it
I
become
answered
a
your question a little bit. But
that's what really is happening because now it's becoming a money game. It's becoming a money system. And a lot of times, like you said, they don't really care. They don't really care. They putting stuff in the foods. They creating diseases every now and then. And like you said, like it's so much like even with these farms is
Mhm,
not owned by people no more. They owned by corporations. So if you go into a farm that's being owned by corporations, what you think they gonna do with your meat? They gonna do whatever. They gonna mutify it. They gonna put steroids. They gonna put all type of stuff in it because they know that basically the people's not gonna tell the difference. So they could put it in a store. You go shopping at doggone Town, or you go shopping at Key Food, and then you go and you looking and you seeing the meat look a certain type of color that it's not supposed to look, and the meat is not even the meat no more because it's all got all type of chemicals and all type of
yeah.
pesticides and all that is in there, and now you eating that, and now you got something dealing with your brain because the food gonna start dealing with your mental, and that's what's happening with all this youth. The youth is going crazy and crashing out because they eating crazy food that's messing with their mental. They smoking weed that's not even weed, it's sprayed on. So now you smoking sprayed on weed. You drinking Hennessy that got all type of sugar and all type of this and all type of that in there. So now it's affecting you all chemically. You now chemically off and chemically imbalanced. So they
Mhm.
know what they're doing, and and the people they trying to like keep them from learning about, oh, we need to see this right here where it's going to educate us on what we shouldn't put in our bodies. They taking that like today. I was on YouTube today, and I don't know how this keep getting in my algorithm, but I've been seeing pesticide. I've been seeing like parasites, and when they talk about the parasite cleanse in your body, that's been in my
Mhm.
algorithm all this week, and I don't even click those type of videos. I know about it, but I'm watching it. I'm watching it. I'm watching it, and then I'm seeing it on
It
every all
might
the
be meant
video.
for you. It might be meant for you to take a parasite cleanser.
Yeah, yeah,
Because a lot of
yeah,
times, things like that. It's not
yeah.
just about your algorithm. You also got your ancestors in the realm that's
Ancestors.
trying to push you to certain places
Yeah,
for you to see certain things. And
yeah.
like what Kim Franklin said, that yeah,
Yeah,
this is why we have to fast. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like people
mm,
who eat meat every day from morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like we don't supposed to be eating that many times because
nah,
our body, the way that our stomach is and break down food, we shouldn't be pause all of that meat in your body like that.
yeah,
We shouldn't be doing that. In the
yeah,
morning, eating egg, steak, and breakfast,
yeah,
egg, steak, and cheese, then breakfast, eating a burger, fries, and this and that, and then for dinner, you eating steak or something else or whatever, or pork or turkey,
yeah,
don't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
All of that
yeah,
is sitting into your stomach, causing parasites because it takes just for beef, 72 hours to digest, and which is sits in your stomach for about 8 months. So
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
what we putting into our body, and this is why you see so many people's stomachs are fat, is because of those parasites. Or so many people getting colon
Mm-hmm.
cancer, prostate cancer, you know, and other
Mm-hmm.
types of cancers.
Yeah. Yeah. That is so true. And that's why I say, like, when it comes to like the people out here, man, you could tell it's not like a lot of people say it's about the environment, but now I look at it, it ain't even about even the environment. It's just about what people putting in their bodies, what they smoking now, what they drinking, because right now we have a whole drug epidemic. People not even understanding that right now in America right now.
Well,
It's not even just
it's not even an epidemic. We are at a chemical and biological warfare right now.
yeah,
You got
yeah,
to understand, we beefing with a lot of countries. A lot
yep,
of these countries and a lot of their allies, we get food from them, we get vegetables from, we get
yep,
different things from them. And
yep.
then we also, a lot of these foods supposed to have the vaccine shot them in as well. So this is all
Hmm.
chemical and biological
Yep.
warfare. You're not
Yep.
going to see too many people get shot down out the sky or killed,
Nope.
murder. This is how people are making their transition now, is from the food that they eating, the
Hmm.
things that they listen to on their head. I forgot when I today to go back to Walmart and buy me the cord headphones. You see everybody
Yeah.
switching back to the cord because this
Yeah.
5G is messing up people's
Yeah.
brains. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because it's too powerful. So, a lot of people
The
went back to
5G,
the cord. Yeah.
on the 5G towers, the 5G in the headphones, the 5G in the phones, it's
Hmm.
to the point it's making people bug out and get crazy. And like I had the conversation with somebody the other day. I said, people really not looking at what's really going on. They
Hmm.
really is so concerned on the wrong shit. And
Hmm.
right now, they need to be concerned on what's going on in this country when it comes to this real chemical, spiritual technology war, because it's not just a technology war on just the side of, oh, everybody using AI. is going to replace everything. Home ownership. It's going to replace people that's working, everything, because now people is invested in property in these AI worlds, in this NFT world, like they telling you, this virtual world, and not
Hmm.
knowing that they losing a lot of money. Somebody, I was talking to somebody the other day. He said, "Yo, I invested so much money in this virtual world, and I lost so much money that I can't get it back." You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
I just lost money in some Bitcoin, and I lost money in XLM, and I lost money in XRP because
Yeah,
because I clicked on something and the person, stole my joint, and I lost. That's another reason why I ain't been on social media for a minute, because I was like,
yeah,
it's a learning experience. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. I
And
know.
I get it. I know I get it back and everything.
Yeah,
But I mean, that's the way that you learn. You lose.
yeah,
It's not really a loss. It's basically a lesson. So I took that
yeah,
lesson or whatever,
yeah.
from that loss that I took. But
But you know something, you ain't lying about that, because a lot of people that lost a lot. Like I was talking to this girl and she said, "Man," I was talking the other day. She was like, "Man, I lost so much money in crypto," because she was so upset. She said, I had." She was telling me like how she had like at least, she said she had like $20,000, and she said she lost all 20K just while paying bills and other things, and the crypto going down. And she was so depressed by that, because she said, "Man, if I still would have had that money, I'd have been good." And that's what's happening with a lot of people. They get so depressed that they just ready to harm themselves, or they ready to harm others because they so depressed of losing all that money.
well, that's the part. Is all that's how you learn your lessons when you take those
Yeah,
type of L's and stuff like that.
yeah,
Some people can't take it.
yeah,
Humanly, that's naturally you go to, like, you get a little sad or depressed, but then
yeah.
you got to know the same way you get it is the
Mm-hmm.
same way you got to go back and get it. So the
Yeah.
same way that I made, money, or stock was going up and this or that, in the same
Mm-hmm.
way you lost it, same thing, just invest back again, that or something bigger or
Yeah.
better, you know what I'm saying? It's all. Listen, when you buy these sneakers and coats and clothes, you don't see no investment from it. You know what I'm saying?
Nope. Nope.
Unless like myself, when I used to spend $1,000 on a pair of sneakers or shoes, it's because I'm going into a meeting that I can
Mm-hmm.
be able to get $10,000, 15,000, $8,000, or
Yep.
something like that. So I didn't have no problem wearing $1,000 shoes, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, because I know I'm about to get it back, 20
Mm-hmm.
times. So
Mm-hmm.
so if you're not doing things like that or stuff like that, and it's really hurting you or harming you, I think you should just make a better investment, because that's what
Yeah.
it's all about, investing your money. If you're gonna put up one, you want to lease in 2 months, 3 months, say, I want to make it to three. So if I lose one, guess what? I started one, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody said contains coins are volatile, so you gotta buy it and sell it every day. Crypto sound like the Wild West is lawless. Certain coins about to flare up and increase. Somebody said. Well, when I hear people talk, about their or about investments, it's not just about the investment. It's also about uh, diversifying your portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
I got investment in things that I would never use. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I
Mm-hmm.
got, you know what I'm saying? So it's things in society that's essential to other people that may not be essential to me. But guess what? I know it's a good investment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, everybody have their strategy of how they make their investments and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
one thing about me, I don't give no investment advices. All I just tell them, you know, invest in something, you want
Yep.
to put your money into something that you can see grow over a period of time.
Yep.
She said AI will never replace human to human interaction. We as humans have to put our differences to the side and support each other, mind, body, and soul. Kim, Miss Kim, I would like to agree with you on that. But
Mm-hmm.
from what the system has showed, if you look at a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these movies and interactions, a lot of people will be placed by robots. You already see in some
Mm-hmm.
places in country, men are
Mm-hmm.
buying robots for girlfriends. They're buying rubber
Yep.
dolls and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So we can be replaced.
Yep.
We don't
Yep.
we don't want to think that.
But
We
we.
all want to think that we extraordinary people, that we are
Yep.
irreplaceable.
Yep.
But you got to remember the first thing they do, what? They get your mind. If a
Yep.
person is dealing with robots now or rubber dolls now,
Mm-hmm.
they may not need a woman to cook. They got a
Nope.
robot cooking for them. They may
Yep.
not need a woman to tell them, honey, you're fine. A robot gonna tell you every time you in the morning, you are so handsome, Gotti. Thank you,
Yep.
Gotti. I love you,
Mm-hmm.
Gotti. And
Mm-hmm.
sing you about your day. You feel good just to
Yep.
hear someone or something to say they love you. You feel good. And then you come home, Gotti, your woman is ready. And you go in there and you put them little glasses on. You go into a virtual world and now you messing with a rubber woman and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Psychologically, your mind is telling you it's good, it's okay.
Yep.
So people are on that break already, because I see it when you're going all over the internet. You can just go on YouTube. You'll find a lot of that stuff now.
Yep. Hey,
See what's the word.
you ain't lying. The AI women right now, I see dudes was falling in love with an AI chick on Instagram. So it can happen. Huh? It can happen. You got cars right now in California. They got the cars driving people. With
They
no
got they got
driver.
them out here. They got them out here in
Yeah, in
Miami. They got
Florida.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
just
have them in
saw that in
Miami.
Florida. They got the police. They got the police. The robots where the police is busting you. So it's happening, and it's
Exactly,
showing you this.
Stacy. Exactly, Stacy. That's how people diversify their portfolio. Kim Frank movie, The Matrix, says different. Yeah, human nature causes people to trust computers more than people. Thank you, Stat Kenny. Said Victor speaking fact. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep, pacified and happy. We have free will, and the agenda is being led by a few, and we are the many. To quote the song Foolish, all the things that we accept be the things that we regret. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But the
Mm-hmm.
reality of it, like people, like I haven't done an interview in years. So, the work that I do, what I'm saying, I get bored.
Mm-hmm.
So I be
Mm-hmm.
wanting to do, different odd jobs and things like that to keep me
Mm-hmm.
intact. So
Yeah.
I did an interview the other, probably about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
The person who interviewed me interviewed like 50 other people at the same time. We all in the
Mm-hmm.
same chat, but we can't see one another. So instead
Mm-hmm.
of people in the old days interviewing one person after another, back to back to back,
Mm-hmm.
this one person through AI interviewed all of us simultaneously at one time.
Yeah.
So now instead of them being at their desk from 8 a.m. in the morning to 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock interviewing people, they did it in one shot,
Yep.
45 people. So
Yep.
AI is taking over things,
Yep.
making it
Yep.
easy for people that people are happy that it's easy for them.
Yep, the corporations is happy because they don't have to pay workers that got unions backing them. They don't want to deal with unions. They like, fuck, why we got to deal with unions when we got these AI and these robots doing the work for us.
Yeah. Because one thing about AI is not complaining. So
Yep.
this is why if we don't look at them legislators joint them bills that's being written and being
Hmm.
accepted and is going. If we don't check them things out, people gonna have a
Hmm.
lot of issues when they go to work or when they go to the hospital
Hmm.
to receive services, and you're
Yep.
gonna have to speak to an AI person about whatever it is or whatever,
Uh,
whatever.
that's a fact.
And you got to remember, computers are insensitive to, oh, my mother passed, my aunt did. They want to know why your child ain't signed up for school and go
Yep.
on his computer class. Your child
Yep.
didn't make it. So now DCF is sending somebody over to come get your child because AI
Hmm.
is insensitive. They don't
Yep.
want to hear that you couldn't get them signed on or you couldn't make it or this and that.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's gonna be madness. It's
Yep.
gonna be madness.
AI really he do AI really doing the job that the humans it take time for them to do it. They do it in a split second, you know, and they do the investigation and they get you right there in a split second. So AI is the new is the what people gotta understand. That's the new free world, right? That's the new
Hmm.
world right now. And if people don't get involved and understand that, and they want
Hmm.
to deny it.
Hmm.
Listen, they've been
Hmm.
predicting this since
Hmm.
the Demolition Man. They've been predicting this since Minority Report. All those movies that we
Yeah,
saw, them sci-fi movies we was watching, they was predicting that in all them sci-fi joints. That's why I tell people I love watching sci-fi because sci-fi told us what the future was.
it
You
definitely
know,
will. It
it
definitely
told us
is. Yeah.
it told us what this future was because once you look now, that's what it's coming to. That's what it's coming to. Police people not gonna be able. They're not gonna have policemen no more when they got all this robots. They got all these drones. They
Hmm.
got all these machines. They don't need that. So why
Hmm.
would they need to call 911 where they can have an automated person that's controlling that? I called 311 not too long ago. Every time you call 311, you ain't talking to nobody. You talking to a machine now.
Let me tell
So
you something. Everything is for sale. What they doing now, or what they be doing in the future, with your car, they're gonna be selling all types of features. If you want heated
mm-hmm,
seats, you're gonna have to pay for the heated seats. If you want
mm-hmm,
your car to have stars in the roof, you're gonna have to pay for that. So they're gonna
mm-hmm,
charge you every. This is why they want all of the old cars going because they want to
mm-hmm.
be able to turn your car off anytime they feel like it. You ain't gonna be
Yep.
able not to pay your note because your car gonna cut off or your car gonna
Mm-hmm.
drive itself right back to the dealer.
Yep.
This is what we going into. Oh,
Yep.
you is 20 degrees outside. You didn't pay that heated seat bill that don't come with your car. Guess what? You won't have no heated seats in your car until
It's a
you pay
fact.
that 29.99 a month for heated seats.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what got them to see how that's done? Your thing
Mm-hmm.
called Netflix.
Yep. Yep.
When they see
Yep.
that people is they need entertainment, they like heated seats can be essential. You may need that
Yep.
if you live in places that get really cold.
Mm-hmm.
So they look at what we need essentially, and they capitalize off it as a capitalistic place that this is.
Yep.
Let me
Yep.
see. Miss Franklin says something. Oh, she said, I'm learning to write resumes to pass the AI system. Well, don't ever try to use a resume with Chat GPT because they are the resume thing gonna knock it and say that it was created by Chat GPT or whatever. But it's other AIs that you can go to and create a resume, and
Mm-hmm.
it won't be detected if you sent it to a company or whatever to have an AI reader that you're going to apply for a job with. So there are other AI joints that you can get and use that won't be detected. But if you lose ChatGPT, it's definitely detected in colleges. It's also detected in court. Now in court, if you're using Chat GPT and you don't tell or write on your motion that you use Chat GPT to help you
Mm-hmm.
and you study the research, the court will strike it and you can be held in contempt of court for that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
Okay, she said, Gotti, you keep saying they. What about us? Why be willful to your own destruction? We as humans are the greatest creation on the earth.
We are the greatest creation, but the thing is, like Unc was just saying, is that the way it's going, if people not educating themselves and getting on top of it, you gonna be asked out. It's all about getting on top of the game. Just right now, I was watching the other day with BlackRock buying all the homes. Right, I was
Mhm.
putting somebody on to that video. And I said, people don't understand by 2030, these corporations is already buying homes in the community because they know if they start buying these homes, they can start removing people out their homes. That's how the corporation look at things. And what people not realizing is that you get too late to the party, then you complain about, oh, why is this, why is that? No, it's out there. They putting it out there. They detail. They put it on TikTok for you before it even happened. They put it on Instagram for you. It's for you to get on it before anybody else get on it. Because if you don't get on it, somebody else gonna get on it, and then you gonna be asked out, be like, damn, why this happened to me?
Yeah, let me answer this person. Yeah, you said ChatGPT is for resume is cool. It's not cool because it's going to go through an AI system, and that AI system, even though all of the jobs that you physically worked, it's still going to go through the system and say AI detected. So they're gonna dismiss that joint. She said no AI. I write it myself because AI there were libraries and dictionaries. AI is just tireless intern personal assistant. I still buy. Okay, that's dope, Kim. Salute you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Fact, we didn't have ChatGPT in 2000. We used Microsoft Word. We had to type your history workout, of course. But the people use AI now because AI is much faster. So you writing up
Mm-hmm.
your resume and you proofreading it and you going through type style, whether you want it in Times, whether you want it in
Mm-hmm.
Romans, you going through all of that. And before you know it, you may have spent 45 minutes trying to perfect that resume. Now you could just go click, 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 and it's done this way, that way. And then you can ask, is this is professional enough? Is this and that? You can change the wording. So it makes things much easier. See, we from that era and that type of old school that we use the dictionaries and things of that nature to help us with our resumes and things. But now, even if you do your joint yourself, it's 9.5 out of 10. It's going through an AI computer to read it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but let me see what else they talking about. I like the. You got to get the. How can these other people come in? We got to make it for people to,
Oh
because
yeah.
I like people to come in and express themselves and talk. Because this right here is AI. Me
Yeah.
keep tapping
Yeah.
off and me reading what people saying. I want to
Yeah.
hear people express themselves.
Yeah.
That's
We
a
gonna
fact, and
start
I had
doing
no
that.
idea. Yeah, because that is they care more about your work history. Nah, they don't care more about your work history. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to get to know your work history unless it's expressed through your resume. So you got to get past that system first. Your resume that is being proofread and is going through the system because it's a point system when you do resumes. Because I used to
Hmm.
teach resumes, to young men and ladies when in my gang intervention and violence prevention program and leadership program. So it's a point system that your resume have to go through just to make it through to get on the table of somebody's job. That's why I
Hmm.
love Indeed. I don't have to keep writing the resume. It's listed on there indefinitely. Gotti's scared to do panels. He traumatized from back in the day. Who? What
No,
happened? Who are you talking about?
I,
Me or you?
nah, he talking about me. And I ain't scared to do panels. I'll do a
What
panel.
happened in
That's
the back
not.
in the day on the panel? Tell me that story. What happened?
Oh, nah. These dudes, they started wilding. And then they did some weird shit. So I just fell back from that. But I don't have no problem doing a panel. If y'all want me to do it, I'll do it. Like God, he want to talk to y'all. We could do a panel and I could set it up. That's nothing. I just y'all let me know when y'all want to do it, and I'll bring the people up here and they could talk and they could express their opinions. I'm all for that. All for
Okay.
that.
Any job I ever got, I wrote a resume. That's why I say that. Yeah, well, you're gonna have a sex, a sex. Yeah, damn, why I can't talk today? Exceptions. You're gonna have exceptions that sometimes you may not need a resume. A lot of times I say 9.5 or 8.5 out of 10 employments that I have, I didn't have to use a resume because people either know me or people know of me or I was referred by someone or somebody. So 9.5 out of 10 or 8.5 out of 10, I didn't need a resume anyway. You know what I'm saying? I remember like one job that I was super qualified for. They asked me for my high school diploma, and I'm like, man, my children are college and high school grads and shit like that. High school diploma, I don't even know where it's at. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know how many employments that I had for cities and contractors and things of that nature. I said I can give you a billion referrals, but I'm not calling New York City Department of Education and trying to get my diploma for a $20 an hour job. Like, really? When I left New York 12 years ago, I was making $30 an hour, in some cases $60 an hour if I'm, being an activity specialist or something. And if I'm speaking, that's 1,500 to 3,500 an hour. And you want me to give you a resume? Man, I mean, give you a diploma? Man, enjoy yourself, man. I could have got
Hmm.
you some grant and funding for your little company.
Yeah, yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
He
Hey,
said,
man.
OG Gotti, I can tell you what happened on them panels. Laugh aloud. Just tell me when you got free time and a bunch of shit. Laughing my ass off that he don't want to discuss ridiculous. Uh, well, when I have a panel, when I do have a panel, I want to make sure the panel is a real topic, but we got time to have some jokes maybe after
Yeah,
all the question and answers and stuff like that.
yeah.
But I do want to know what happened on those panels just for the sake of a laugh and an enjoyment. Because at the end of the day, it maybe ain't too bad because he's still here,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah. But you
Yeah.
know something, I'm gonna keep it real. Like what you saying is that I think a lot of times, and we had this conversation, me and you had this dialogue about the XRP and all that this stuff that's going on. It's like this right now in 2026, this is the time for people to start investing. This is the time for people to start really looking at what's really going on. Because 2027 we got 2028, and then when that 2030, because that's where the agenda gonna be, that 2030. That's what people need to really, really, really get in the deep dive because you got time to really change a lot of shit.
Well, 2030, hopefully I'll be in another country or something. That's what I've been looking at. Most
Yeah,
I'm gonna always be back here and forth. Because
Yeah,
America is my home. North America is my home, but I
yeah,
definitely want to live outside the country for a while. Me and my family, we've been
yeah.
looking, in a couple of places and stuff like that.
Oh, when you try to go, you try to go out out to the islands,
Nah, because we always go to the Allens. We go to Allens 4 times a
yeah,
year. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I'm just
yeah,
talking about somewhere, maybe
yeah.
Bali,
Bali, yeah,
maybe Japan, China,
yeah.
places like that.
I ain't gonna lie, the Asia, I see people, the Asian countries is where it's at.
Let me see. Hold on. He was really mature about it. Being dude was a plogamy and technically a dwarf. I don't know what she's talking about. Then Gotti a clown, but that's the little homie though. That's the person. Big New York energy. I seen your granny in the store the other day. Somebody said, "Ra, trying to go to the Philippines like a lot of the old heads." The Philippines, that's a good look too. I wasn't thinking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I wasn't thinking
yeah.
about that. See, but I ain't single. I'm a married man, so me and my family going. You know what I'm saying? But if I was solo dolo, see, you naming all them solo dolo places. But the Philippines is a great place. They love us.
Yeah, they love it over there. Yeah, nah. I tell like Oak said, Bali, Vietnam, like a lot of people going to Vietnam. Vietnam, a nice little joint. Like a lot of people going like places like that. I do Bali. I ain't gonna lie. I do Philippines. Let me go to the Philippines. Oh, can't go. I go to the Philippines. Fuck it.
See, the thing is, just the quality of life, and then, the people that you like. One of my
Yeah,
brother-in-laws, he was in Germany. He was big. He came
yeah,
back, paused, slim, tender, and everything because of the
yeah,
food that he was eating. The food that he was
yeah.
eating, it didn't have all these preservatives. It didn't have
Mm-hmm.
enriched flour and all these
Mm-hmm.
things that keep us bloated and inflamed and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
no rainbow. Like he looking good. You know what I'm saying, for his age,
Mm-hmm.
and he older than me. He looking good. So,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these places don't have a lot of stuff that we have in the food. And I like to eat. My family like to eat. You know what I'm saying? So we be like
Mm-hmm.
cautious, like when we going out to eat and things of that nature, or even when we going to buy stuff from the supermarket. Like we went
Mm-hmm.
early today, and one of the joints said bioengineered. I said, oh no, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you got to really read the food that you eating
Yeah,
because a lot of it have the bioengineer on it. That
yeah.
bioengineer, you don't know, excuse me, if that was human chest, you
Mm.
don't know what type of meat that is mixed in or blended in or anything like
Yeah.
that. Let me go to the comments. Go ahead, nephew.
Yeah, that's the he ain't lying because a lot of this food be having people all gassed up and all bloated up and like Uncle said, you don't know what you eating. I remember one time a long time ago, I forgot what restaurant it was. They was
Mhm.
selling horse meat in there. People was thinking it was burgers and it was horse meat. So you don't even know what you eating. You know what I'm saying? Unless you making it in your home, you don't know what you eating. That's why I tell people, man, the best thing is to cook in your house, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? All that eating out, that's cool. Once in a blue moon, you go eat out, but the rest of your time, man, you just might as well just cook in your house. You know what I'm saying? Because you
yeah.
know what you cooking.
It's so crazy because before you used to go shopping and go to one place. Now we be really like searching. We get stuff from over here, stuff from here.
Yeah,
Like I bought some cucumbers and these cucumbers ain't have seeds in them. I'm like, no, we
yeah,
we threw them out. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
was rubbery and things of that nature. So you got to be careful the things that you putting into your body, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
just sad, and and that's enough. Food when people eat good food, they like to dance and that. Now when I
Yeah,
be getting stuff, I don't even have that type of energy because it's like, damn, man, is this food gonna make me sick? Is this food gonna
yeah.
make me tired? Like, what to expect from eating this meal? You know what I'm
Yo, and,
saying?
and yo, and you know something that's so crazy? Like the food, I don't know what it is, but the food today make people real sleepy, huh? Like I don't understand that. Like back in the days, food ain't really make people sleepy. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Now it make you so sleepy that you ready to
Yeah,
go to sleep.
yeah.
You could be chilling, and then next thing you know, you knocked out, snoring,
Yeah. Well,
sleeping.
we went back, stopped not eating chicken again, because I didn't eat
Yeah.
chicken for about 8 years until I went to New York and I
Yeah.
brought back some BBQs. And since then,
Yeah.
we was eating chicken, but now I stopped because every time I would go to Chick-fil-A, I could eat a
Yeah.
small meal and be tired as a
Mhm.
mother. But then I can go
Yeah.
somewhere else and have a good soul food meal and don't
Yeah.
be tired. So
Yeah.
all of these foods got something in them, man, and I know
They
they do.
got something in
My body tells me so. It's
it.
time to get back, working and active and stuff. Let me
Yeah.
see. This person said, "It do you eat a nice big plate and you going out?" Yep, exactly. Silent but active.
Yeah.
Gotti, what about the Asian boycotts? Our people are supporting black-owned businesses, and Asian businesses are empty.
I
It
seen
makes
that.
it makes you sleepy, but you ready to go to sleep. Gotti, a genius. It make you sleepy that you ready to go to sleep. Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely up on the Asian boycott and everything. I'm definitely on that. And we got to be careful with that word Asian because we
Hmm.
are the original Asiatic black man.
People. That's a
You
fact.
know what I'm saying? And when I say black, I just use the terminology that what people use. But we
Uh-huh.
are the Asiatic indigenous people of Asia because that's what
That's a
Asia
fact.
means. Asia means the world. When
Yep.
all of the continents was put together, it was called Asia because that's what Asia means. It means the world.
Yep. You
But once
it
we
what
was divided and separated into,
mm-hmm.
whether it's Chinese, Korean,
Mm-hmm.
Philippines,
Yep.
all of these other,
Uh,
you know, ethnicities of being
Yep.
so-called Asian and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I believe personally we should boycott the Chinese.
Hey, oh, ain't
You
they
know,
say ain't they used to call it well Pac had the chain Eurasia. That's what they used to call that. Euthanasia. I think it was Eurasia, Euthanasia. That was the original name.
yeah, the original name is Asia.
Yeah,
That's
Asia.
yeah,
Yeah.
Asia is the original name for the world. That's
Yeah.
why you hear Minister Farrakhan and them say that we are the Asiatic black man. That's why you hear the Gods of Earth say we are the
Yeah.
Asiatic black man
Yep.
because we are the indigenous people of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere you look on this world, stuff, even Europe, but people like go
Mm-hmm.
back to Europe. Europe is named after Queen Europa, which was a melanated woman. That's where the name Europe comes
Mm-hmm.
from, Queen
Mm-hmm.
Europa. Just like
Queen
California
Latifah.
comes from Queen Khalifa.
Yeah,
That's
Queen
where
Khalifa.
California.
Yeah.
That's where California comes from. So a lot of these places are us.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I protest against the Chinese because the
Yep.
Chinese never contribute nothing to none of our communities anywhere. You
Mm-mm.
know, I
Mm-mm.
never had
Mm-mm.
problems with Japanese. A lot of my homeboys and crew are Japanese. I used to be engaged to a Japanese woman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Japanese love our culture.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese love us. If you ever go to Japan, you will see. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But back to the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing is my protest is against the Chinese, not against
Yep.
Asians. It's against the Chinese.
Yeah. Yeah. The Chinese be on bullshit. That's one thing I look. The Chinese be on bullshit. And I don't like what they've been doing. You know. I don't like what they've been doing. They say they fuck with the culture, but they do the bullshit, like you said,
I like Kim Franklin too. She said, let's address the imposters in our community. That's right, silent but active. Well, there's a lot of imposters in our community. A lot of the imposters look like us. Anybody
Mm-hmm.
that's not for the development of our community is an imposter, is a traitor, is
Mm-hmm.
a what is another word for imposter and traitor? Somebody help
Uh,
me
uh,
out.
uh, a fraud, right?
A fraud, any
Yeah.
of those type of things. You like because usually when our community get tricked, it be us that initiate us being tricked. You know what I'm saying? Like 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 the our people usually take us to them. Like, yo, man, such and such got a good soul food restaurant, and it's the Chinese
Mm-hmm.
person. Oh, such and such cleaning your clothes good. Come over here, you should take your clothes in. It's a Chinese person. The same way we
Mm-hmm.
advertise all of these individuals, we need to start pushing our own kind. But our own
Mm-hmm.
kind got to also support us back, especially when it's
Mm-hmm.
something to do for the elders and the kid and the children. because
Mm-hmm.
we are having spooks. Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Well, the spooks who sat by the door is the person who works for the people that's acting like he working with the other people. So that's the spook who sat by the door is a person who's really one of us, but he go get information from the other
That's a
people
fact.
and bring it back to us. So that's the spook who sat by the door. But yeah, we have a lot of imposters. We have a lot of cleaning up. And I don't even told you I don't like to say my son name no more. So I'm not gonna say my son name. So we have individuals like us. So while we cleaning up the Chinese, we need to clean up these melanated people who are not for our people as well.
Mm-hmm.
The same way how people
Mm-hmm.
start cleaning up Black Lives Matter, people stop saying that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because it was linked to fraud. It was
Yep.
linked to embezzlement. So
And
people
you know
stopped
what's
saying Black Lives Matter. So we got to stop being associated with anything that's the
mm-hmm.
opposite of growth and development.
Yep. And you know what's so crazy? I had a conversation with somebody and I was telling them like a lot of these incidents that's happening right now in the community and why people is feeling the way they feeling is because Black Lives Matter put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Hmm.
So a lot of people would have gave the benefit of the doubt, but Black Lives Matter was on some, well, we gonna separate everybody. We gonna say that y'all racist. We gonna say that y'all don't support the LGBTQ. You don't support feminists. So they made it that type of way where people is not jumping gun hole for what happened to us in the street. They on some, well, fuck y'all. They did it. Y'all guilty. The
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter movement really, I would say, did a real 360 number where to the point people not caring no more. The system is like, fuck these people. They was all that Black Lives Matter shit. We gonna make sure nobody get found not guilty because Black Lives Matter put a bad taste in people's
Well,
mouths.
the
They
the
went
Black
ahead.
Lives the Black Lives Matter was just Al Sharpton on steroids. See,
Yeah.
before you had to worry about Al Sharpton.
Mm-hmm.
Now you had to worry about a bunch of people who migrated themselves into a movement from the LBGT community and feminist
Mm-hmm.
community and
Mm-hmm.
profit off our pain and struggle and problems and issues. The same
Mm-hmm.
thing that Sharpton was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But now they did it on a level of creating these chapters like how the NAACP has did. So
Yep.
every years we get one of these groups.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was the NAACP or the Black
Mm-hmm.
National Caucus. So
Or
every few
yeah.
years, or the
Urban
Rainbow
League.
or the Rainbow Coalition or the
Yeah.
Urban League. So every few
Yeah.
years we get one of these groups. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And really is it's a hidden hand in all of them, whether it's the small hats
Mm-hmm.
or whatever controlling these organizations or help contributing
Yep.
the funding of these organizations to be
Mm-hmm.
deceptive towards our people. So that's what happened in my perspective.
Yeah. No, that's so true, because like when I look at it now and I'm seeing like all these movements. And especially when you see people talking about these movements, it's like, damn, like a lot of people, went so hard for the Black Lives Matter movement, and none of these people had any experience on how to run a movement. A lot of them
Yeah,
was journalists, a lot of them was bloggers, a lot of them was models, a lot of them was actors. A lot of them was not even people that was even into that type of lifestyle. Some of them was even party promoters, but they got up and just said, "Oh, I'm gonna be an activist and I'm gonna say Black Lives Matter because that's what we saying on Black Twitter." And that's
yeah,
what they came on. They approach was never awesome. What we gonna do to better the community? They had
and
one
and
focus,
and
and that
that
and that was it.
and that goes back to the social media. The social media makes people. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like for instance, social media created Casanats. The social media created
Hmm.
people like ISO Speed.
Hmm.
We wouldn't know about these individuals. So thank God these two young dudes are great kids like Pit Bullies.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? From Drewski. Thank God
Yeah.
it's good people like her. But how many other pieces of shit we made successful in the
Yep.
realm of multimedia, of television, of
Yep.
of this phone, this box screen and a phone. There's so
Yep.
many people. So,
Mm-hmm.
like the sister said, we got to start vetting people. Yes, we do. We got to
Yeah.
clean up our own.
We gotta clean up house because
You know what I'm
this
saying?
is why that father said what he said. Where the Austin Metcalf father said what he said. A lot of it, yeah, it has some racial tone to it, but you gotta really listen to what he was saying. He was saying, y'all need to fix y'all community. Y'all have a certain type of mindset in y'all community, and which is true. You have a lot of these people that's in the community that got a voice and they ain't doing shit for the community. They just coming when the body drop. They just coming when it's like you said, the television cameras is out there and they're gonna be in some magazine or they're gonna be in some article, and that's when they come. But when it's all said and done, when it's all over with, they know where to be found. You could look at Baltimore when they burnt down Baltimore. And when they was fixing Baltimore up, a lot of those people got displaced. A lot of them got pushed out of Baltimore, but they was there when it was burning down Baltimore. They was there when they was burning down Ferguson. They was there when they was burning down Minnesota. But they leave when it's all said and done because they ain't nothing there but just to add fuel to the fire and get the people riled up.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm all for the Chinese protests because I know everywhere that I lived at in America and even outside America, you go to Jamaica, the Chinese run
Mm.
that.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying? The Chinese, you go to places in Africa, the Chinese run that. The
yep.
Chinese is running all of these places, and our people is just so cool with it. They don't give our people
Mm-hmm.
no jobs. They don't
Nope,
contribute to the development of our people or
nope.
assist in our people. You go into Chinese people, Chinese restaurant, they not gonna give you a wing. They're
They
not
ain't gonna
gonna.
give
They
you.
not like what the brother I seen. He went in there for
Yeah.
selling his shirt. He wouldn't even
Mm-hmm.
buy a shirt from the brother, and the
Yep.
brother been spending money in that Chinese store
Yep.
since he was a kid and his parents. And
Yep.
you won't contribute $20 just a
Yep.
t-shirt, whether you like it or don't like
Yep.
it.
Yep, and don't
Come
forget,
on.
don't forget the Indians. The Indians is the same way. They don't want to hire nobody. The Arabs or the Indians, they don't want to hire. If you ain't an Arab and you ain't an Indian, they ain't hire you in any business. You can't work up in a Crown Chicken. They own that. You can't work up in a Kennedy.
From my experience, I can't speak on Arabs and Indians because I know the Arabs in my community from 144th Street, we won. Like I can
Yeah.
miss a, Sal and all them. They kept the same honor. I can bring a note and they'll give my grandmother whatever she wanted, whatever she had credit in there. Their children are my little brothers and little homies. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, and stuff like that. I'm talking about like Yaman and all of them. That's family. I know
Yeah.
them kids
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
was little, when God bless it, that his father when they first all came here in the 80s and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I can't speak on that but I'm talking about far as Chinese, since I've known the
Yeah. Yeah.
Chinese in all communities.
Yeah.
The only Chinese you will see is the Chinese blood is China Mac because of jail. You
Because
know what
of
I'm
jail.
saying?
Let it
Because
be
of
known,
jail.
because of
Because of
jail.
jail. But
Yep.
China Mac, he wasn't. You see how I'm naming Yaman and them? I can go in his father's stores at any one of them or any one
Yep.
of the kids' stores and get me a hero, get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
can. Yep.
If somebody rolled up on me, God bless the dead, if Rambo was still here, Yaman father, he'll put that work in, like get that from
Yep.
over here. So this is what I'm saying.
Yep.
They were one of us.
Yep.
So I can't say
Yeah.
that about the brothers from Yemen because we don't like to say that word Arab.
Yeah.
The
We yeah,
Muslims from Yemen and
Yemenis.
stuff
The
like that. The
Yemenis. Shout out to
Yemenis,
the
you know what I'm saying?
Yemenis. Yep. Shout out to the
You know what I'm saying?
Yemenis. I
So
rock with
so
them.
me per se, I can't say certain things because I
Yeah.
have relationship in the Japanese community heavy. I
Yep.
have strong relationship in the Dominican community heavy, Puerto Rican
Heavy.
community heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Trinidadian. You know what I'm saying? Guyanese. So certain
Yep.
things, but as far as Chinese.
Yeah.
Chinese,
Yeah.
ever since I was born, never contribute to nothing or never gave
Never.
nothing. And they
Never.
always talk or treated our people like they were better than someone. Huh?
Hey yo,
Pay, here you go, buy,
that's
go out. So if
yeah.
I'm
Yo,
protesting anything, I ain't gonna tell. Hold on. never, because this is right here. If I'm not going, if I'm protesting anything, it is
Yeah,
Chinese.
it's
Okay, I
Chinese.
can't tell
And
nobody else with the protest, but Chinese, yeah.
but you know some what you just said is so true, because when you look at somebody like a China Mac,
Damn,
and this
Katrina
is
too. They said New Orleans too.
yeah,
They bought
and
up a lot of stuff and taking over.
and, and when I saw how China Mac gonna try to tell black people, tell us melanated people, how we shouldn't feel a certain way about his community, and talk about, oh, they was assaulting them and all that. That bull motherfucking shit. Because China Mac, you got the nerve to be using black culture. This is why I always call out these dudes. You use our culture because the jail culture, the street culture, but you not talk about the culture, the positive parts of our culture. You don't promote none of that on your platform. You talk
But
about all
China
these
Mac
street
don't know
dudes. You
them
know,
things. He
yeah,
don't
he
know
don't
them
know no,
things.
but he come
So
in
I
there and
don't
try
like
to,
me. I would have a conversation with China Mac any day because he
yeah,
just don't know. He got out of
yeah,
jail. Social media became his ways of
yeah,
interacting with our people and stuff like that. When you
yeah.
incarcerated, you dealing with a different type of culture of so-called black community. You dealing with
Mm-hmm.
brothers who in there, like I said, you got old fools, you got gangbangers, you got
Yep.
people who've been systematically institutionalized. So
Mm-hmm.
that is the culture that China Mac got. And this is why those brothers in jail related to China Mac so well, and he related them to so well because they all are part of the system. But now
Mm-hmm.
that he came out to a time that social media and you
Yep.
got people who was incarcerated co-signed them and things of that
Yep.
nature because they was with him. So now he got a huge pass. So now he's in
Yep.
social media and stuff like that. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
there with the beginning of hip hop and stuff like
Nope.
that. And what
Nope.
you know what I'm saying? So he would have had a
Nope.
better understanding of the culture with Zulu Nation, with Gods and Earth and things of that,
Yep.
but he didn't. His
Mm-hmm.
culture wake up comes from being incarcerated. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It don't
Yep.
come from him being, yo, I remember that time I went to the Cypher on 126th Street. The guards was there. They was
Yep.
building. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He don't come from, like Fat Joe come from that.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Regardless of the
Yep.
fact, these, internet people from the dirty section or whatever want to talk Fat Joe, he come from that.
He come from that. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So if Fat Joe
Mm-hmm.
say nigga, it's different than China Max saying
I'm not
nigga.
saying nigga. That's a fact. That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying?
That's a fact.
It's totally different because
That's a
Joe
fact.
been through all of those elements and that we are
Yep.
one, the
Yep.
Boricuas, you
And
know
he
what I'm
was around.
saying?
And he was
The
around the
Haitians,
guards.
he was around, so it's totally different.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's totally different
China Mac, you can't get
than
that.
a China Mac.
Yeah, you can't get that from a China Mac. That's why he gravitate, like you said, to the jail culture, and that's why, like, when he had his conversation and people call him out when it come to the race thing and it come to his community, he always making
No.
excuses because he not really connected with the community like that. He connected to his community. His community is who he
And
rides
stop
for.
calling them people Indians because they're not Indians. Them
They
people is
not.
Borakins or whatever. What's that?
Bangladeshi, and
Yeah, they
Pakistani.
they Bangladeshi and Pakistani and they call Borakins, something like that. From what's
Yeah.
that movie, that $1 million, whatever the movie. That's what they named it.
Slum dog,
Yeah, yeah,
Hindus, they
yeah.
Hindus.
They
Yeah,
not Indians, so stop calling those people Indian
yeah,
because I'm American Indian. They're not
yeah,
Indians.
yeah, and them Hindus, they racist as fuck too.
See you
You
too,
know,
Kim. Kim, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Green Team Inc. That's GREENTEAMINC
hmm,
on Instagram, Green Team Inc. And you can follow me, Big Eagle Talk on YouTube.
yeah,
I love your vibe too, Kim. Okay, Bobby Reds, Pistol Pete Terror Squad. He was acting like he was cutting dude's face in the pen. Well, Pistol Pete have his story. Let me tell you something. Black dudes cut Puerto Rican, so-called black dudes cut Puerto Rican, Puerto Ricans cut black. We all the
hmm,
same, man. We all the same. It's just people took
yep,
upon their tribe. You had dudes from the Bronx cut dudes from Brooklyn.
That's a fact.
It's all a lot of tribal BS. So
Yep.
would Pistol Pete supposed to let somebody cut him because they
Yeah.
black? No, come on.
No.
And that's why I say the ignorance of that mentality of jail and incarceration. Like that man's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to talk about he put in work or did what he did and then this and that. Just like somebody else gonna talk about what they did and this and that.
Yep.
So I don't take those type of stories to any type of way, whatever. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's systematic. That's that jail genocide. You know what I'm
That's that
saying?
jail genocide, and that's so true, because like you said, a lot of that jail culture, that's where a lot of these dudes come from. They not coming from where we when we coming from when we have a conversation. That's why I can't knock a Fat Joe, because I done seen Fat Joe with the Minister Farrakhan. I done seen him with
Yeah.
Ben Chavez. I done seen him with brothers that when it came to them type of causes, he was out there when it was time for those type of things. So I can't really like when
Now
people
hold
have
on,
their
hold on, hold on,
opinion.
hold on, hold on. Wait a minute, because this. See, brother, you know what we talked about earlier. This is why some dudes say the game should be sold and not told. Because if I sold you something in the book form, then you would take a time to read and research. We're not
Yeah.
native. We're not
No,
native. Native and American Indians are two different things. If
that's a
you go to
fact.
the BIA, that's called the Bureau of Indian Affairs. It's not the Bureau of Native Affairs.
Nah.
Those people that you see as natives, those are Siberians. Those
Yep.
people are from places like Russia and what's that joint
Poland,
next door?
Poland, Poland, Poland,
Next,
Lithuania.
those people,
Yeah.
those what you call are $5 Indians, and you absolutely right. We are not the same. We're not the same. When you have a diplomacy of knowing who you are,
Yep.
that's when nobody can tell you who you are.
Yep.
Those Boricuas, those people from Santo Domingo, not Dominican Republic, not Puerto
Sandy
Rico.
Domingo. Sandy Domingo.
I'm talking about Boricuas. I'm talking
Yep.
about Santo Domingo. I'm talking not Haiti. I'm talking about I-80.
I
Those are indigenous lands of Arawak and Taino.
that's yep. Taino and Arawak Indians. I'll be
This is
telling them that.
this is why when you go to the parade or
Yep.
carnivals, you see all indigenous people have feathers
Yep. That's a
because
fact.
we represent indigenous people of North
Yep.
America, South
In South
America, and
America, it's
Central
Central
America.
America. And
So you hold on, wait a minute, because
uh,
I don't be
I'm gonna
liking that type of shit when people try to divide and separate when they don't know themselves who they are. When I go to Puerto Rico, or rather land of violence, when I go to and speak to Boricuas or sent people from Santo Domingo and this and that, that's Iowa, that's Taino, they know who they are. They know who they are. It's just people here don't know who they are. And this is why we allow certain things.
but some like when you go to New Orleans during Mardi Gras, you see them be wearing the garments. They wear the tribal outfits and all
Yeah,
that.
but yeah,
Even
yeah,
even
because
even
those indigenous people.
those indigenous people, yeah, and just like if you go to the Caribbean, the West Indian parade, they wearing all the tribal outfits. So we know that we tribal people, and like you said, you got Arawak Indians, Taino Indians. It's all those lands of indigenous people. It's the thing that what people get confused is it's the titles that America put on people. You Spanish and
And
a
let me
Black and
clear that up
American.
too. And let me
Yeah.
clear it too. A tribal thing that is you Europeans with that. We have nations. That's what we have as American
Mm-hmm.
Indians or Indians.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Mm-hmm.
nations. We don't have tribes. You know what
Nope.
I'm saying? We don't have tribes. We have nations.
Mm-hmm.
I am of the Tuscaroran nation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm under the
Mm-hmm.
Sixth Nation of the Iroquois, who
Yep.
who the ones who gave the Constitution to the United States of America.
That's a
You
fact.
understand?
That's
You
a
know
whole
understand what I'm
fact.
saying?
A whole
So
fact.
people got to know they don't spray some stuff and they keep choking me in. That's
Oh
crazy.
shit. Damn.
But yeah, like Is I'm up
Oh
under
yeah,
it or something? That's
it
why you
must
see
be.
me keep choking. Oh, it's right
Yeah,
here on the side.
oh
It's, you know
yeah,
the little sprays,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's no
yeah.
good for you, them air fresheners. But
Nah,
that's who we are. Those people are not Indians.
no, they not.
Those people are not Indians.
They
You know what I'm
Siberians.
saying?
They Siberians. They all come from that Siberia, Mongolians. They really what you call
Yeah,
mongrels. They
yeah.
mongrels. That's what they call them people.
They Mongolians from Siberia.
Yeah.
That's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They ancestry don't even trace them to here.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You know
Not
what
at
I'm
all.
saying? And that's
Not
the
at all.
whole thing is a lot of people don't know who they are. And this is why it's easy for them to send you to Africa or whatever. And then Africans
Yeah.
already know that you're not them.
Yeah, yo,
They only utilizing you because you from the land of milk and honey.
oh, let me say this.
But I ain't gonna
Like,
get into it because we 2 hours
nah.
on this joint.
Let me just say this though. Every time I watch Sugar Hill, when Wesley and my boy had that conversation with the Nigerian brother, she said Akatas. He said, "What's that Akata?" He said, "Black Americans, cotton picker," and that was in '94. So they already told you that the Africans don't look at you as they brother. They already told you that y'all not the same. Y'all don't got the same phenotype, same looks because they two different things. And they tell you over there why y'all over here. We not the same. We not the same. We
Yeah.
indigenous. They not. They not. They indigenous everywhere.
Wakanda is over here in America, not
Facts.
over there. You have more
Fact.
periods in Americas than you have in Africa
That's a fact. That's a
because
fact.
Africa was over here.
Yep.
The original name over there was called Alakibu land. They
Yep.
named they
Alacabulon. Yep.
named them they named them after Africa was named after a colonizer.
Yep. Leo
You understand?
Africanus. Leo Africanus. Leo
That's right.
Africanus. That's a fact.
So a lot of this thing's been paper genocides.
Mm-hmm.
They've been just putting names on things and just saying you that or you this. And if nobody, like I said earlier, if you don't object to it or rebut to it, that's who you are. If you don't rebut that you African American, if you don't rebut
Mm-hmm.
that you black, if you don't
Mm-hmm.
rebut that you Afro American, if you don't rebut that you colored, if you don't rebut that you
Mm-hmm.
Negro,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't rebut that you a nigga, if you don't rebut none of them things, that's who you are.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Anything you want to say, nephew? Because we did a two
I,
hour bid on this joint.
yeah, I want to say salute. I appreciate O for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? We did a 2 hour joint. This is a good one. I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
because
some of
we
these
ain't been
clips
on in
out.
a minute. We ain't been on in a
Yeah,
minute. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But the
Make sure
next
y'all
one we
follow me, man. On hold on, let me get. Make sure y'all follow me on YouTube. I'm gonna start putting up some more content. It's just you know how life be. And like I said, after I took that little loss, you know what I'm saying. But I'm back. You know what I'm saying. That little lesson with my Bitcoin and crypto and all that other stuff. I'm back. But follow me on YouTube at Big Eagle Talk. Follow
hmm
me on what's that? TikTok Big Eagle Talk. And follow me on Instagram at Green Team Inc. That's green as in the color, team as in team, and Inc. INC. And if
Yeah,
y'all have any
definitely.
questions too, you know, throw a couple of questions in before we go out here. I'm gonna do 5 questions.
Yeah. I'm gonna just say this. If y'all got any questions, y'all can put it in the chat. But if y'all don't,
He
I'm gonna
said you.
say
Yeah, he said Gotti's still kind of lame, but he cool though.
but if y'all don't got no questions, man, salute to y'all for pulling up the cloth talk. This was a good conversation. And I'm gonna be putting out some of the clips on the IG. I just been so busy, man. I ain't been having time, man. I've been doing a whole lot of things, painting and dealing with the garden. So I've been really doing that. But I'm gonna get back into giving y'all more content. And I got the new channel on the way. So, cause Unc told me I gotta change the name, so I'm gonna start changing the name up on these niggas. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do Bullets Guy. We gonna do a whole other platform. It's gonna be even better. But I just want to thank y'all for pulling up, man. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed one, man, and enjoy the rest. And anybody that come back to the replays, make sure y'all comment and like and subscribe, man. Salute, man.
He says